5 of the darkest and most mysterious fragrances in my entire collection. I think a lot of times we want fragrances that are very bright and uplifting and happy-go-lucky and all the good things, but sometimes we also want some darker olfactive expressions, maybe the smokes and the woods and the balsams and the resins and all these dark spices like saffron and cumin and so on and so forth. So these are actually 5 of the darkest and most mysterious fragrances in my entire collection. And of course, I'm really excited to share this list with you. But before I dive into the video, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of perfume-related content, and if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and also give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would really, really mean a lot to me. And of course, I ended up making this list now as opposed to 3, 4, 5 months ago because we are in the heart of autumn. So depending on where you live, I know the weather is getting a lot cooler. So these are fragrances that, in my opinion, are going to cut through that blistering cold. They are all super long-lasting, immensely long-lasting. As a matter of fact, I have one perfume in here which is totally not for the faint of heart. I'm talking like 24 plus hours. It utilizes a lot of natural ingredients, and I'm gonna let you know what it is in just a little bit. Listen, before I dive into the video, if you want to pick up samples of a lot of really hard to find designer or niche fragrances, you know you can do so at scentsplit.com. They have an amazing service wherein you can purchase a decant, a sample, or even a full-size bottle. This way, if you buy a decant, whether it be 5 mLs or 10 mLs, you can try it on your skin, see how it works with your skin chemistry, see if it's to your liking, and then you can commit to the purchase of a full-size bottle. The owner of the company is amazing. I have met him in person so many times in the past. I think he lives out in Texas. And this is a service that I've been utilizing personally since like 2014 or 2015. They are amazing, and they are just really, really good people. Both the owner and his sister are sweethearts. So thank you for supporting good people. Thank you for supporting me by watching this video. And with that being said, let me go ahead and share with you these 5 dark and mysterious fragrances. Sometimes you want to give off those vibes, right? You want to be mysterious, you want to be enigmatic, you want to have that sense of allure. Perhaps you don't want people to be able to figure you out or put a finger on you, metaphorically speaking, and you want to convey a sense of mystery with your olfactive aura. The first one that I want to talk about, yeah, definitely get a sample of this. 12 plus hours longevity. This one is really hard to get along with. And I'm also going to go as far as to say this is probably not the best-selling fragrance from this brand. I'm actually talking about Atelier d'Or, right? I know Dom Rosa is incredible. Riviera Drive, one of the freshest, cleanest citrus fragrances, huge compliment factor as well. There's many, and the new one. This is the new Vanilla, Novae Vanilla. It is to die for. It is so, so good. But the one that's dark and mysterious, not Kawakarda, although that one is also very dark, spicy, cardamom-y coffee based. This one is Bois Sikar. And I think it translates to cigar wood, if I'm not mistaken. This one is so smoky. It is so dark. So I also really like, there's another one that I purchased many, many years ago, I think going back to like 2012 by Le Labo. It's called Patchouli 24, a beautiful Annick Menardo composition. And that fragrance has this birch tar ingredient, but it also dries down to the benzoin and the vanilla, and it actually gets quite sweet. This one, imagine it sans the sweetness. This one is very smoky, very dark, woodsy. This is a bold composition. Again, super, super mysterious. This is not going to be for everybody. I would reckon that 5% of the perfume-loving population will actually enjoy this one. This is very, very dark. The next one that I want to talk about is one that I purchased recently, and I picked this one up at Stell on Mott Street in this Soho neighborhood of Manhattan. This one is so good. This one actually does remind me of another perfume that I ranted and raved about about a decade ago. I don't know how long it's been, but I think it's been a very long time. And it's a perfume by Room 1015, which I know has the iconic Wave Child, which I also love. That's a watermelon-based fragrance. But this one reminds me of another fragrance that the brand had put out called Electric Wood. And this one is called Wolf by Wolf Brothers, I think is the name of the brand. So on the front it says Wild Slavic Fragrance. This one is smoky, it's dark, it's rich, it's mysterious, not as smoky as Bois Sikar by Atelier, which also has this beautiful presentation with the gold flakes inside the bottle. This one, on the other hand, has an overdose, in my opinion, of cedarwood. I did not look up the note breakdown, but this is very heavy-handed on the woods. I might actually wear this one again today just because I love the way that it smells. And for the fall and winter, with a name like Wolf, come on. Are you expecting anything outside of mysterious or bold or daring? Not at all. If you want this DNA with a hint of vanilla added to the base, there's actually an extrait version of this perfume. If you want something that's a bit fresher, you're going to go with Boar, B-O-A-R. And then I think there's a cleaner one called Deer, like the animal, right? So these are actually named after animals that presumably one would find in a forest. And the concept of the brand, when I looked it up very briefly yesterday, is about these two brothers, and they met up in a forest, and it's about, bonding together and how, you can survive better as a unit or as a team, as a wolf pack, as it were, as opposed to each person kind of carrying out their journey individually, because then you're gonna, run into some challenges. This is a beautiful fragrance, Wolf by Wolf Brothers, I think is the name of the brand. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I love it. Very dark, very mysterious. This next fragrance, you are absolutely not going to blind buy. I think the only challenge with this fragrance is that I just don't know where to get it. I think maybe the official website. Outside of that, I'm really not sure. If ScentSplit even has a sample of this, I would be totally surprised. And even in that case, because this is such a tiny bottle, I can't imagine somebody getting a 5 or 10 ml decant of it. You might as well just go ahead and buy the full-size bottle because it's a very small bottle. And, or is it actually 50 mils? It looks more like 30. Yeah, it is 50. That's interesting. So this is Tabac du Jour by Aromas de Salazar. And I actually met the perfumer in person at, I think, a Scent Explorer many years ago. And he's such an amazing guy. And I wish I had more time to actually visit the booth and spend more time talking to him. This is incredible. Aromas de Salazar Tabac du Jour is a very spicy, aromatic type of a perfume with tobacco sitting at the heart of the composition. Again, not for the faint of heart, 24 plus hours longevity, a lot of natural ingredients being utilized in here. Look how dark the juice is. This is a very rich, complex, and daring fragrance. Alrighty, in the number 2 spot, I'm going to go with this one because this one is an oud-based offering, but I love the fact that it doesn't smell skanky or animalic, which a lot of oud-based fragrances have a tendency of smelling like. This one is actually quite mass appealing, but it still conveys the darkness and the richness. And I think once you've tried this perfume, it also spotlights how versatile and diverse the olfactive offerings from this brand are. So we're talking about House of Bo, and of course there's the new Cosmos, which is very metallic, almost a little salty. I love that one too. I look forward to doing a review of that one. And then Ave Maria is one of the most beautiful, transparent gardenia perfumes I've ever smelled. This brand has so many incredible fragrances, and this one is called Infinite Oud. This is a beautiful oud-based offering that's a little spicy, very oudy, non-animalic, pardon me, very easy to get along with. And let's go ahead and talk about the perfume in the number 1 spot, which in my opinion conveys darkness, but also elegance and sophistication. And this is a saffron-based fragrance. Now, saffron is used in the synthesis of a leather accord, so inherently it's going to smell a bit leathery. And when you think of dark, mysterious ingredients, yeah, I think of leather, I think of spices, I think of smoke, I think of woods, and this one just does it so beautifully. This one is also completely unsweetened. This is a diet perfume, as it were, and this is from the Polish brand Boho Boko. of which I own a number of fragrances, Magic Mushrooms being another one. And then I also have their Lily-based offering, Eternal Lily and something. The names are a bit hard to remember, and they have so many fragrances. I had picked up a discovery set many years ago, but this one is, I believe now, just called Saffron. And look at the liquid in the bottle. This one is giving Black Afghano by Nasomato vibes. I would not spray this on lighter colored clothing because, wow, this is super rich, super bold, super potent, very dark, and very mysterious. As the topic of the video goes, listen, get a sample of this one. I hope that ScentSplit has it. If not, look around. You can probably do like I did and purchase a discovery set from the website or any other retailer that happens to be carrying this brand. I believe even Oswald has this brand. I have seen it in some brick and mortar locations, so you shouldn't have that hard of a time finding it. That's not the case with this one, unfortunately. But anyway, look around, smell around. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your time, your support, your energy. Thank you for spending these past several minutes with me. It really means a lot to me. And of course, as always, if you took anything of value from today's episode, I would really appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up. It would mean a lot to me, and it helps the channel tremendously. So thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.